Hey guys, Civilord here, back in with another action figure review, and today I'm happy to be on a little bit of a higher note compared to the video from yesterday, the Crisis on Infinite Earths Joker, because today we're going to be taking a look at the Page Puncher 7-inch Crisis on Infinite Earths Cheetah. I believe this is Christina Ricci, not to be confused with my Cheetah, Minerva, same as it never was, same as it never was, same as it never was, same as it never was. That's a Talking Heads reference for those of you who are too young to understand what that means. That said, this of course brought to us by, we'll call him fine folks over at DC Direct and McFarlane Toys for today, even though this was a Platinum Edition. Oh jeez, that was kind of hard to get, but if you bought the bundle with her and Extant and the 0 Hour Superman like I did on the McFarlane Toy Store, you got her relatively reasonable priced. That said, I do have an extra 0 Hour Superman to sell, but I'd rather have that than not have this figure. So without further ado, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Cheetah has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a collectible trading card, which I think is hers. It might be the Joker's. I might have showed hers yesterday by accident, but nobody's perfect, right? And I can't even see these things, so does it matter? It's just paper. That said, we do get the Crisis comic. Same comic. That I know for sure. But unlike the Joker, we get some alt hands. We get some trigger hands, because you know she uses guns, right? She packs some serious heat in that Crisis on Infinite Earths, let me tell you. It's even in that comic. I'm kidding, of course. That's bullshit. She probably have fists. Especially since there are fist molds for this body. But no? Question mark. That said, we get a couple alternate faceplats. That's my phone likes to call them when it reads that word to me, which is stupid, but there you go. She's got this kind of normal one, and then she's got this slightly more personalized one. Then she's got the one on her, which I took the liberty of swapping out. Looks fine. She does have the hockey puck display stand we're using with all McFarlane Toys releases. And then she's got the Catwoman body. So for whatever reason, she's got thigh-high boot cuts sculpted here. Now, here's the thing. These should probably not be here. She doesn't wear thigh-highs. She wears a bodysuit. Therefore, this should be like one solid piece. Now, you could just say they're just insane wrinkles, and no one would be the wiser. But, homie, don't play that game. And not for nothing, why did McFarlane just not sculpt blank bodies and paint details like that? That's just like Hasbro with their Vulcan body bullshit. Why not just sculpt the bare body and then, you know, paint the lines? They already can't paint a straight line to save their lives. Why not just, I don't know. The world may never know. Just like Tootsie Pops. But as far as articulation goes, her head can rotate. It's very tight. It can look up and down as well. She does have disc-hinged shoulders that do have a little bit of play in that beautiful butterfly rotator cap. You rotate all the way around. She's got bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. She has ball hinge wrists that will rotate, hinge, and swivel. Pretty sharp nails on the claw hands, so be mindful of that. You don't cut yourself. Diaphragm joint moves that far forward, which is nothing impressive. And then she moves that far back, which is also nothing impressive. What is impressive is how tight this torso is. It can rotate side to side. It can tilt side to side a little bit. But very stiff torso joint. I do like that. And her torso is new. It does not have the zipper, as well as the diaper, because it does have his tail attached to it. Now, I am slightly inclined to heat this up and warp this back a little bit, so it's not quite up on her leg like it is. But I don't want to mess it up. So she does have T-jointed hips. That'll kick out. That'll kick forward a little bit. No real thigh cut to speak of. Double jointed knees that are nice and crunchy. And ball hinge ankles that will rotate, hinge and pivot with the toe joint. That is not the tightest on either side. This side's a little better, but yeah, she's an average release. It's nice to have a Wonder Woman villain. That's better than none, but it just sucks that she's a platinum chase. Hopefully we'll get a Minerva Catwoman, Cheetah, and that one will be a little bit more substantial. Maybe have its own body, because as it stands, the reuse here really shows, and it's not great. But I am happy to have her. If this is to be the only Cheetah we get in this line, it's okay. It's not great. It's not going to knock your socks off. And really, my only gripe is those boot cuffs on the thighs. They just needed to retool the thighs. I mean, you already retooled the torso. Not for nothing, shouldn't they already sculpted thighs without those before sculpting them with them? That would make sense to me, but at any rate, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Christina Ricci, aka the Cheetah, alongside her quote-unquote wave mate, or wave variant, the Infinite Crisis, Mr. J, aka the Joker, still with a messed up hand. Haven't fixed that yet. As well as a Wonder Woman, maybe not the Wonder Woman you want to display her with, but this is the Golden Age Wonder Woman, who also happens to be a page puncher and a towering Titaness compared to both these guys. Granted, Christina Ricci is a human, whereas the Cheetah I want, Minerva, same as it never was, 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 is more bestial, for lack of a better term, a freaking furry, because she's got fur on her actual body. So that one should be a little bigger, and will probably be put on this Wonder Woman body. But as it stands, I don't mind Wonder Woman being taller than an average human, but I do still think this body is a little bit large and in charge. So there you go. Getting these two out of the way. So we can bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus. If I can not knock her over, that would be great. With her little tiny feet. We also have the infamous Uncle Spawn, who, unlike the Joker from yesterday, is not neck and neck with good old Cheetah here, but is in fact towering over everyone. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and for those of you holding out hope that the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys make more villains from Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think you need to calm the fuck down. We're lucky we got this bitch after how many years? That said, considering how long we had to wait for this character, was the wait worth it? She's not bad. After getting her posed up like this, I think she is pretty cool. I do like her a little bit more than I did earlier in this review. But the fact of the matter still stands that the reuse doesn't make a lot of sense. Having those thigh-high boot cuts, and even the glove cuts to an extent, they're just a little bit less noticeable than the boot ones. That's not what this suit looks like, and really, I would have just taken a blank body with the cheetah print on it. Now, if they are to make a Minerva cheetah, I would hope that they give her a new body, possibly a taller, bigger, more bulkier body, because that's what that character evokes. But if you want a cheetah for your DC Multiverse collection and aren't willing to wait for that one, then I would say do your due diligence and try to get this one. It's not bad. It's just probably not what you want, which is the case with a lot of McFarlane Toys releases, isn't it? So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.